It seems to me that I have always known this, and that I came into this world knowing that you become what you think about, whether you want it or not. I was really very blessed. I lived in an orphanage until I was 10, in a series of foster homes with my older brother, but he was sick quite a bit. He was very anemic, and I used to have to help him as a young boy. He was 16 months older than I was, and this was when I was 4, 5, 6, and 7, and so on. I can remember whenever a new child would come to the house, they would always say, "Go find Wayne." And I would be out in the back. They had orchards there, and this was no hardship. This was no difficult thing for me. This was a great blessing, I think, in my life. Those earliest days. And I can remember a girl named Martha came, and they were dropping her off for basically the same reasons that we were dropped off there. And they said, "Go find Wayne." And I came and I started talking to Martha, and she was crying, and she was all upset, and she was sad, and I was trying to convince her that she didn't have to be sad, that this was, and I remember saying to her, "This is a great place. There's no parents here. You can do pretty much anything that you want. I mean, you've got a lot of freedom, and we're going to have a great time." And I can remember being in school, at the public school. It was a numbered school. They didn't even name them in that day. It was PS number 127. And one time, we were out on the playground, and all the kids were all upset. And I said, "What's wrong?" And they said, "Well, the teacher said this is the worst class that she ever had." And she was so all upset, and she was angry, and she was hurt. And I said, "Well, why would you allow her opinions to have anything to, if this is her hardest day, then her life is just easy, and I can remember talking to other people about, all you have to do is change the way you think. And it goes from being a miserable experience or a tough experience or a hard experience to one that you can do anything that you want with. And when my mother got our family all back together again when I was nine, almost 10 years old. And I can remember her telling me what it was like when I was just a baby, when I was just like an infant, that I was the one child that could make everybody else laugh at times when everybody else would. She said we were waiting for a bus one time when we were just real babies before I went into the orphanage, and she said a car came by, and it was in Detroit, and there was all this slush, and we all went flying down. Everybody had dirt on them and dirty snow, and we were laying in the ground, and everybody was crying. And she said, "You were upset and mad because our clothes were wet and so on." And she said, "You just stood up and said, this is great, isn't this wonderful? Look, we don't have to do this, and we don't, just turning it into something positive." It's like, so the ability to be able to do that was something. I can't remember a time in my life when I didn't know that if I really went to work on how I thought, that things just didn't have to be bad. I was the richest kid in the orphanage. I've talked about that many times in my lectures. That a snowstorm was a time we had 2 snow shovels at the home, and one of them had the edges all curled up from hitting the curbs, and you couldn't make any money with that one. So the other one, when it would snow, I would go downstairs and I would take the good snow shovel and I would put it under my bed, and I'd sleep with it right with me in the bed so that nobody else would get it. And I would get up before everybody else got up, and I would go out and I would just shovel everybody else's snow, shovel their walk. And then later on, and I'd just go knock on the door and just tell them that I shoveled their walk. And some would say thank you, and some would give me a dime, which doesn't sound like much, but that's about $3,000 in today's money. And when I found out that soda pop bottles, for example, were worth 2 cents each, that if you took them back, you could get 2 cents back. I mean, that was just like one of the great awarenesses and awakenings of my life, because I would follow people around who were drinking a Coca-Cola and say, "You almost done with that?" They said, "Well, no, I'm not going." Well, just whenever you're ready. I just followed them, and said, "We'll walk until." And we had a coal bin where we lived, because it was coal furnaces, and we filled that coal bin with soda pop bottles, and I would take it back. It was just always easy to change, and all the other kids would be not having any money and complaining about not being able to have abundance or be able to have some level of being able to buy themselves like just a little donut or a Pepsi Cola or something. They couldn't figure it out. And it always seemed so easy to me that all you had to do was just look around and see the opportunities in anything. And it had nothing to do with whether there are opportunities there. There always are opportunities. You know, I'm 67 years old. I have never, ever been unemployed or even can't even deal with the concept of unemployment. It isn't that I've had no job. I've always had more jobs than and it isn't because I've been through all good economic times. There've been some pretty sour economic times over the last 50 years or so. I just have never known how to think any other way than, if you change the way you think about things, you can create whatever it is you want for yourself in your life. It's just a simple knowing. I mean, I've made a living talking about it. I've written lots of books about it and so on, but I have always lived it and practiced it, and I still do today.
In the quiet moments between your breaths, there exists a stillness, a peace so profound it speaks directly to your soul. It's there, beneath the noise of the world, beneath the thoughts that swirl like leaves caught in a storm. It's in that space, that sacred moment where everything you've ever sought is already present. You just need to breathe, to release, and to realign. You've spent so much of your life chasing approval, chasing success, chasing a sense of fulfillment that always seemed just beyond reach. You've carried burdens that weren't yours to carry. You've held on to old stories, old wounds, old beliefs about who you are. But I ask you, my friend, who are you really? Beneath the layers of conditioning, beneath the masks you've worn, beneath the roles you've played, who are you in your truest essence? The answer is simple. You are. You are the breath of life itself. You are a divine being, not confined by the limitations of the ego. The truth of who you are is vast, limitless, and timeless. It's not bound by the past, nor does it seek the future. It simply is. In the present moment, you are the eternal now. But somewhere along the way, you forgot. You forgot that you are enough. You forgot that everything you need to be whole is already inside of you. And so you looked outside yourself for answers. You searched for meaning in achievements, in possessions, in the opinions of others, but you have always been complete, even in your moments of struggle, even in your deepest pain. What if I told you that healing begins the moment you release the illusion of separation, the moment you stop identifying with the wounds of your past and instead choose to embrace the truth that you are not your pain. You are not your story. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are so much more than all of that. When you breathe, you are aligning yourself with the divine rhythm of the universe. Every inhale connects you to the life force that flows through all things. Every exhale is an opportunity to release what no longer serves you, to release the weight of regret, to release the fear of the unknown, to release the judgments you've placed upon yourself and others. In each breath, there is an invitation to surrender. Surrender is not weakness, it is strength. It is the strength to let go of the illusion of control and trust in the flow of life. Life does not need to be forced. It does not need to be controlled. It is a river, constantly moving, constantly changing, constantly evolving. The more you resist the flow, the more you suffer. But when you surrender, when you let go of the need to control, of the need to define, of the need to hold on you, find peace, you realign with the wisdom of the universe. You see, the universe is always speaking to you. It is always guiding you. It whispers to you through the stillness of your heart, through the synchronicities in your life, through the quiet nudges that lead you to the next step on your journey. But in order to hear this guidance, you must first quiet the noise within. You must release the clutter of your thoughts, the distractions of your ego, and realign yourself with your higher truth. When you realign, you remember who you truly are. You remember your power. You remember your purpose. You remember that you are a divine being capable of creating miracles in your life. You remember that you are worthy of love, of abundance, of joy, simply because you exist. You are not defined by your past, by your mistakes, or by the opinions of others. You are defined by the love that flows through you, by the light that shines from within you. But the first step to realignment is letting go. Letting go of the beliefs that tell you that you are not enough. Letting go of the fear that keeps you stuck. Letting go of the anger, the resentment, the pain that you've been holding on to. You don't need to carry that anymore. You are not meant to walk through this life weighed down by the past. You are meant to soar, breathe, release, realign. This is the mantra of your soul. This is the rhythm that will guide you home to yourself. You cannot change the past, but you can choose to release its grip on you. You cannot control the future, but you can choose to trust in the unfolding of your life. You cannot change the world overnight, but you can change your world by choosing to align with the truth of who you are. And when you align with that truth, everything begins to shift. Your relationships change, your health improves, your sense of purpose deepens. You begin to attract the opportunities, the people, and the circumstances that are in harmony with your highest good. You begin to live from a place of peace, of love, of joy, not because everything is perfect, but because you are no longer defined by external circumstances. You are defined by your inner peace. You are defined by your ability to breathe through life's challenges, to release what no longer serves you, and to realign with the infinite power that flows through you. This is the true power of surrender. It is not about giving up. It is about giving in to the flow of life. It is about trusting that you are always supported, always guided, always loved. When you release the need for perfection, you open yourself to the beauty of imperfection. When you release the need for approval, you step into your own self-approval. When you release the need for control, you find true freedom. Freedom is not something that can be given to you by someone else. It is something you must claim for yourself. It is the freedom to be yourself, to follow your heart, to live your truth. It is the freedom to let go of the stories that no longer serve you and to embrace the story that is unfolding right now. It is the freedom to live in the present moment, to be fully alive, fully awake, and fully in tune with your soul. Breathe, release, realign. Let these words be a reminder of who you are. Let them be a reminder that you have the power to transform your life at any moment. Let them be a reminder that the key to peace, to joy, to abundance, and to freedom lies not in the world around you, but within you. The moment you choose to realign with your truth, the moment you choose to release the illusions of the ego, the moment you choose to breathe deeply into the present moment, everything changes. You are not a victim of life. You are the creator of your experience. The circumstances of your life do not define you. Your response to those circumstances does. You are the architect of your own reality, and when you breathe, when you release, when you realign, you unlock the door to infinite possibilities. So I invite you now, in this very moment, to take a deep breath, to feel the life force that flows through you, to release the burdens that you've been carrying, to realign with the truth of who you are. You are a divine being, worthy of all the love, all the peace, all the joy that life has to offer. You are enough, just as you are. And as you realign with this truth, know that everything you need to live a life of fulfillment, of purpose, of abundance is already within you. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust the wisdom of your soul. Breathe, release, realign, and know that you are home. And in this moment of stillness, when you surrender to the present, something extraordinary happens. You begin to feel the subtle rhythm of life, the beat of the universe that is always pulsating beneath your surface. You are not separate from this rhythm, you are part of it. Just as the ocean waves rise and fall, as the sun sets and rises, you too are part of this eternal flow. You were never meant to fight against it. You were meant to dance with it, to move in harmony with the ever-changing tides of existence. But the ego has a different idea. It whispers that you need more, that you must be somewhere else, that you must achieve, accumulate, become. It teaches you that the present moment is something to be outrun, something to be escaped. And in this escape, you lose touch with the life that is unfolding right before you. The truth is, the present moment is your sanctuary. It is the doorway to your soul. It is where you will find everything you are seeking. When you surrender to the now, you stop judging the moment as incomplete. You stop telling yourself that you will be happy when you have this, when you reach that, when the future arrives. No. You realize that peace is not found in the arrival, but in the journey. The future is not a destination, it is a projection. It is something your mind creates, and yet it does not exist until you bring it into being through your thoughts. It is fleeting, always ahead, and yet never quite here. The future will always be the thing you are moving toward, but when you come into the present, you realize you were already there all along. And in that realization, the grip of time loosens. You are no longer a prisoner of your past, nor are you enslaved by the endless pursuit of some far-off tomorrow. You stand in the truth that the only time that truly exists is this moment, this breath, this heartbeat. And within this moment, there is everything, every answer, every opportunity, every experience that you will ever need. You are not lacking. You never were. You are whole. You are complete. Right now, imagine if you could live your life as though every moment matters, not because of what it leads to, but because of what it is. Imagine if you could embrace each experience, not as a stepping stone to something better, but as a divine expression of life itself. When you do this, life begins to transform. What you see as a challenge becomes an invitation to grow. What you see as an obstacle becomes an opportunity to rise. You begin to trust in the perfection of each moment, and that trust becomes your guiding light. The ego will try to convince you that it's not enough, that something else is needed to complete you. But this is the lie that keeps you bound. In truth, there is nothing outside of you that can complete the divine being you are. The completion is already inside of you, waiting to be recognized. It is the peace that resides in your heart, the love that resides in your soul, the wisdom that resides in your essence. You are already whole, already enough. You were born into this completeness. The moment you realize this, you stop looking outside yourself for validation. You stop chasing, and you begin to simply be. To live in the now means to let go of the need to control. It means releasing the attachment to outcomes, to the need to dictate how life should unfold. When you release the need to control, you open yourself to the flow of divine guidance, to the flow of life itself. And as you do, the world around you begins to change. You no longer see it as something to conquer, but as something to experience. You begin to see yourself as the creator of your life, not the victim of circumstance. You see that you have the power in every single moment to choose how you respond to life. But it all begins with the choice to stop running. The moment you stop chasing, you are free. You are free from the tyranny of time, from the pressure of the future, from the chains of the past. You are free to be, to live, to experience life as it is meant to be experienced in its full, vibrant, expansive beauty. And in that freedom, you become the fullest expression of yourself. The future will come in its own time. The future will unfold as it is meant to, and you will be ready for it when it arrives. But you cannot chase it, because the act of chasing keeps you out of the present. It keeps you disconnected from the life you are meant to live right now. And so, I ask you again, what would happen if you chose to live fully in this moment? What would happen if you stopped looking for something more and simply embraced what is? You would find peace. You would find joy. You would find fulfillment, not in what you have or have not done, but in the realization that you are already everything you need to be. Your life is unfolding in divine perfection, and the only thing that stands between you and the life you desire is your willingness to embrace the present. The only thing that keeps you from experiencing the fullness of life is your attachment to a future that is not yet here. When you release this attachment, you allow yourself to fully inhabit the now, and in the now, you will find everything you need. Life is not about arriving at a destination. It is about living fully in each moment. When you understand this, you will stop chasing a future that does not exist and start living a life that is already here. You will begin to see the divine in every moment, in every breath, in every experience. And in this, you will find that the life you've always dreamed of is not something that happens tomorrow. It is happening right now. You are whole. You are enough. You are complete. Right now, and in this moment, you are living your life in its fullest expression. The future will come, but it will only come when you stop chasing it. When you stop looking ahead and begin to look within, you will find that everything you've ever needed was already inside of you. Embrace the present, surrender to the now, and let the future unfold in its own time. You are already everything you are meant to be. Trust this truth, live it, and experience the miracle of life that is happening right now. There comes a quiet point in your life not marked by celebration or fanfare where something subtle and sacred dawns within you, the realization that you no longer need to chase your own existence. Not because your desires have died, but because you've finally seen through them. You've outgrown the illusion that meaning is hidden in the next moment. You begin to understand that life is not meant to be pursued like a finish line. It is meant to be absorbed like a sunrise moment by glowing moment in full reverence. Beneath every moment of striving, there has always been a deeper ache, not for achievement, but for arrival. And this arrival isn't about stepping into some perfected future. It's about returning to a place within yourself that was never lost, only buried beneath noise. This is not a return to who you were. It is a return to who you've always been before you were told you had to become anything more than present. When you allow yourself to drop beneath the surface of your expectations, you begin to feel what is real. Not the projections of a better tomorrow, but the raw aliveness of what is here now, unfiltered, unpromised, unchased. In that rawness, a new intimacy with life is born. Not the kind built on plans, but the kind built on presence. Life starts to touch you differently when you stop standing outside of it, waiting for it to begin. This stillness isn't passive, it's fiercely alive. It's not an absence of motion, but a deeper kind of movement, one that doesn't rush toward the future, but flows from within the heart. You begin to see that the most important things cannot be scheduled, cannot be achieved, cannot be planned. They arrive quietly like grace. And grace, as you'll come to know, only ever appears when you are no longer trying to summon it. In this space where your breath meets your awareness, time dissolves. You stop measuring your life by the markers of progress and begin experiencing it by the depth of your presence. And it's here, not in some distant goal where joy becomes effortless, not because anything outside has changed, but because you've stopped resisting what is, because you've surrendered the need to be elsewhere. The deeper truth is this: your life is not waiting for you in a future accomplishment. It's waiting for you to return to the sacredness of being without commentary, without comparison. It's waiting for you to notice what you've overlooked in your pursuit, the way your chest rises when you breathe, the way light spills across your skin, the way love has always spoken in silence. You don't need a reason to be at peace. You only need to stop bargaining with the moment you're in. The now doesn't demand anything from you, only your attention. And once you give it that, fully and without resistance, the world changes shape. Not because it becomes different, but because you begin to see clearly for the first time. What you thought was mundane begins to shimmer. What you thought was missing begins to emerge. There's a wisdom in this slowing down that transcends intellect. It's the wisdom of listening, not with your ears, but with your whole being. Listening to what life has been trying to say beneath your plans, that it was never the destination that mattered, but the presence you bring to the path itself. That it was never about what you could build, but how deeply you could belong right here without delay. So let yourself land, not in the future you've been taught to idolize, but in the sacred fullness of where your feet already touch the earth. Let this moment be enough, not because you've stopped dreaming, but because you've remembered how to live. Let the soft, luminous truth of your being unfold, not as a product of striving, but as a natural expression of presence. This is not the end of the journey. It's the beginning of your true arrival. And so, as you return home to this moment, to the rhythm of your breath, to the gentle quiet that exists beneath the noise of becoming, you begin to feel the soft unraveling of all the pressure you once carried. The pressure to be somewhere else, someone else. The pressure to catch up with a life that was never ahead of you to begin with. All of it begins to melt in the presence of your awareness. Because truth, when finally remembered, doesn't demand that you strive. It invites you to surrender. Let it all soften now. The tension in your shoulders, the expectation in your mind, the anxious pull toward what's next. Let it all fall away like old skin that no longer fits the soul you're becoming. You've tried the chase. You've run after the horizon and found that it only moved farther away. Now you know your peace was never there. Your joy was never there. It was always here, breathing quietly inside you, waiting to be let in. And perhaps the most courageous thing you can do with your life is not to keep running, but to stop, to look around and finally see what has always been with you. The laughter of your child, the glow of early morning light on your kitchen counter, the way your heart breaks open, not because of pain, but because it's finally full enough to feel it all. This is what was meant for you, not a performance, not perfection, presence. You were not born to outrun your life. You were born to enter it, to taste it, to feel it, to breathe it in so deeply that your soul remembers its reason for coming here. Not to accumulate, but to awaken. Not to prove your worth, but to embody it. Not to reach a distant summit, but to sit fully inside the sacredness of now. And the miracle is, you don't have to wait another second to begin. You only have to choose. Choose to be still. Choose to breathe. Choose to open your eyes. Not with judgment, but with wonder. What you see now, this moment, unembellished and real, is the canvas upon which your life is being painted. The colors have always been in your hands. You were never meant to find meaning later. You were meant to create it now, with your presence, with your love, with your full attention. The future will come. It always does. But it will come differently when you are no longer desperate for it. It will arrive not as your salvation, but as a reflection of the peace you've already chosen within. Life will meet you not where you're going, but where you truly are. And when you are here, fully here, the future unfolds not in resistance, but in harmony, not in striving, but in grace. This is the quiet revolution of awakening. To live in a world obsessed with tomorrow, yet choose to rest inside today, to hold yourself with reverence, even when there is no applause. To stop editing your life into a version that pleases others and begin honoring the version that pleases your soul. Because the life you long for is not waiting somewhere ahead, it's waiting for your attention. And so now, return. Return to this moment with devotion. Return to your breath as if it were a prayer. Return to your inner stillness, not as an escape, but as a homecoming. Let yourself arrive without needing a reason. Let your heart unclench. Let your mind exhale. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not lost. You are here. And here is holy. Look at your life not as a project to be managed, but as a miracle to be felt. There is no final destination you must reach to be worthy. There is no gold medal for missing your own existence. The soul does not keep score, it only wants you to remember. To remember what it feels like to be alive without needing to be anywhere else. To remember that fulfillment is not hidden in time, but awakened in presence. And now you know. You know the secret the world forgot to teach you, that you do not need to chase your life. You only need to meet it. Meet it in the eyes of a stranger, in the quiet between your thoughts, in the whisper of your own heartbeat. This is where your real life lives, not someday, but today. Not elsewhere, but here. Not later, but now. Let your legacy be presence. Let your offering be attention. Let your life be a testament not to the places you've reached, but to the depth with which you truly lived. And when your time comes to leave this world, may you not regret the dreams you didn't chase, but celebrate the moments you did not miss. Don't miss your life chasing a future. Your soul is not in a hurry. Your peace is not in a plan. Your life is already happening. Be here for it. Now, in the stillness that remains, in the breath you just took, in the awareness that is expanding, even now you have arrived. You have not missed it, and you never will again. Welcome home.
Imagine waking up one day to find that your wildest dreams have become your reality. The life you've always yearned for, the abundance, you've craved the love, you've longed for all of it manifested before your very eyes. What if I told you that this is not merely a fantasy, but a truth that lies dormant? Within you, waiting to be awake in the universe, is not some distant, unresponsive entity. It is a living, breathing force that is constantly listening to the whispers of your soul. And once you start asking the universe in the right way, with unwavering faith and conviction, your desires are not just hurt, but they're already done. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly attract abundance, love, and success, while others struggle to make ends meet? The answer lies in the power of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your emotions. They're all powerful frequencies that shape your reality. When you learn to harness this power, when you learn to communicate with the universe in its own language, you become the master of your own destiny. But here's the catch. Most people ask from a place of lack, from a place of doubt and fear. They beg and plead with the universe, hoping for scraps of mercy. But the universe does not respond to desperation. It responds to faith. It responds to the unshakable belief that what you desire is already yours. So how do you ask the universe in a way that guarantees results? How do you tap into the limitless abundance that is your birthright? The answer lies in the power of your imagination, love, assumption. And the inevitability of manifest your imagination is the creative force within you, the tool that allows you to shape your reality when you visualize your desires with vivid detail and unwavering faith. You are sending a powerful signal to the universe. You are telling it that what you desire has already done the law. Assumption states that whatever you assume to be true, the universe will make real. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, when you live in the end result of your desires, you are aligning yourself the frequency of abundance. You are telling the universe that you are ready to receive, that you are worthy of your dreams. And here's the best part. Once you start asking the universe, like this manifestation becomes inevitable, the universe will conspire to bring your desires to fruition, to align the people, circumstances, and events necessary to make your dreams a reality. All you need to do is trust the process, to let go of doubt and fear, and to maintain unwavering faith in the inevitability of your success. So my friends, I invite you to embrace this practice with every fiber of your being, to wake up each day with a sense of excitement and anticipation, knowing that your desires are on their way to cultivate a deep sense of gratitude for the blessings in your life, even before they have manifested, to surrender to the perfect timing and unfolding of the universe, trusting that everything is happening for your highest good. And above all, I invite you to remember the truth of who you are. You are not just a physical being confined to the limitations of this earthly realm. You are an infinite, eternal, powerful creator with the ability to shape your reality in any way you choose. Your divine spark of the universe itself is a unique expression of the infinite intelligence that pervades all things. As you go forth from this moment, carry this truth with you. Let it be your guiding light, your North Star, your unwavering conviction. Know that you are worthy of your desires, that you're capable of manifesting miracles, that you are loved and supported by the universe in every moment. And when challenges arise, when doubts creep in, when the journey seems long and uncertain, remember the words of the great mystic Rumi, what you seek is seeking you, your desires. are not some distant, unattainable fantasy. They are the very essence of your being, the call of your soul. Trust in their inevitability and let them guide you home. So my friends, go forth with faith, with conviction, with unwavering belief in the power of your dreams, manifest miracles, create magic, and live a life beyond your wildest imagination. The universe is waiting for you, cheering you on, conspiring in your faith. All you have to do is say yes, yes to your desires. Yes to your dreams, yes to the infinite possibility that lies within you, yes to a life of joy, abundance, and limitless potential. Yes to the magic and miracles of the universe. Now and always, thank you for joining me on this journey of manifestation. May your dreams take like, may your desires become reality, and may your life be a living testament to the power of your faith. The universe is yours, my friends. Claim it, own it, and let it lead you to a life beyond your wildest dreams. But every step along the bridge of incidents is necessary. Every challenge, every setback, every unexpected twist and turn is part of the divine plan. It's all leading you closer to your desires, even when it doesn't feel like it. The key to navigating the bridge of incidents is to trust the process, to surrender to the journey, even when you can't see the way forward, to have faith that the universe is conspiring in your favor, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. Trusting the process means letting go of your attachment to the outcome. It means releasing your grip on the how and when of manifestation and allowing the universe to guide you. It means being open to the unexpected, to the miracles and synchronicities that show up along the way. When you trust the process, you open yourself up to the magic of manifestation. You allow the universe to work its wonders to bring you what you desire in ways that are beyond your wildest dreams. You become a co-creator with the universe, a partner in the dance of manifestation. The trusting the process isn't always easy. It requires a deep level of faith, a willingness to surrender to the unknown. It requires you to let go of your need for control. You need to have everything figured out. It requires you to embrace the mystery, to trust that everything is unfolding in perfect divine timing. One way to cultivate trust in the process is through the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is the act of acknowledging and appreciating the blessings in your life even before your desires have manifested. When you practice gratitude, you shift your focus from lack to abundance, from scarcity to sufficiency. You train your mind to see the good in every situation. To find the silver lining in every cloud, gratitude is also a powerful way to align yourself with the vibration of your desires. When you feel grateful for what you want, even before it is manifested, you are sending a clear signal to the universe that you are ready to receive your gift. You are telling the universe that you trust in its abundance. Way to cultivate trust in the process is through the practice of surrender. Surrender is the act of letting go of your attachment to the outcome of releasing your need to control every aspect of your life. When you surrender, you are not giving up on your desires. You are giving them over to a higher power, to the infinite wisdom of the universe. Surrender requires a deep level of trust, the willingness to let go and allow the universe to guide you. It means being open to the unexpected, to the twists and turns. Along the bridge of incidents, it means trusting that everything is happening for your highest good. Even when it doesn't make sense in the moment, when you cultivate trust, in the process, when you practice gratitude and surrender manifestation becomes effortless. Your desires flow to you with ease and grace, and your life becomes a living testament to the power of your faith. You become a magnet for miracles, conduit for the abundance of the universe as we come to the end of this journey. I want to remind you of the incredible power that lies within you. The power to create your reality, to manifest your deepest desires, to live a life beyond your wildest dreams. This power is not some distance unattainable, for it is the very essence of who you are. It is the birthright of every human being on this planet. Throughout this speech, we've explored the key principles manifest and the power of imagination, the law of assumption, the art of asking. We've discovered that the universe is not some separate entity, but a live, breathing extension of our own consciousness, that our thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions create our reality. And that by aligning ourselves with the vibration of our desires, we can manifest miracles on demand. But the journey of manifestation is not a one-time event, it is a lifelong practice. It requires a daily commitment to aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the reality you want to create. It requires a willingness to let go of limiting beliefs, to embrace the unknown, to trust in the perfect timing of the universe. And yet, the rewards of this practice are beyond measure when you live from a place of faith and conviction, when you trust in the inevitability of your desires. Your life becomes a living testament to the power of manifestation. You attract people, circumstances, and opportunities that support your vision. You experience a level of joy, abundance, and fulfillment that most people only dream of. Conviction is the unshakable belief in the truth of your desires, is the inner knowing that what you want is already yours, that it's your divine right to experience abundance, love. When you ask with conviction, you are not just making a request, you are making a command. You are telling the universe that this is what you expect, that this is what you demand. You are not asking for permission. You are claiming your birthright. But conviction isn't just about the words you speak. It's about the energy. Behind those words, it's about the feeling of certainty, of unwavering faith that infuses every cell of your being. When you ask with conviction, you're not just speaking your desires. You're becoming the vibrational much for what you want to experience. The third step in the art of asking is to let go of doubt and fear. Doubt and fear are the enemies of manifestation. They are the voices in your head that tell you it's not possible, that you're not worthy, that you'll never have what you want. They are the limiting beliefs that keep you stuck in a cycle of lack and limitations. But here's the thing, doubt and fear are just thoughts. They're not the truth of who you are. You have the power to choose your thoughts, to choose your beliefs, to choose your assumptions. When you let go of doubt and fear, you create space for faith and conviction to take root. One powerful way to let go of doubt and fears through the practice of surrender. Surrender is the act of releasing your attachment to the outcome, of trusting that the universe has your back. Even when you can't see the way forward, when you surrender, you're not giving up on your desires, giving them to a higher power, to the infinite wisdom of the universe. Surrender requires a deep level of trust, a willingness to let go of control and allow the universe to guide you. It requires you to release your grip on the how and when of manifestation and to trust that everything is unfolding in perfect divine timing. The final step in the art of asking is to align your thoughts and actions with your desires. Manifestation is not just about asking, it's about becoming coming. It's about aligning every aspect of your being with the reality you want to create. This means thinking thoughts that match your desires, speaking words that affirm your worth, abundance, and taking actions that move you closer to your goals. It means living as if your desires are already a reality even before they manifest in your physical world. When you align your thoughts and actions with your desires, you become a magnet for miracles. You attract people, circumstances, opportunities that support your vision. You create a life that is a living testament to the power of your faith and conviction. So my friends, I invite you to master the art of asking. Ask with faith, with conviction, and with unwavering belief in the truth of your desires. Let go of without and feared and surrender to the perfect timing and unfolding of the universe. Align your thoughts and actions with your desires and become the vibrational match for the reality you want to create. When you do, miracles become commonplace. The universe conspires to bring your desires into manifest. Life becomes a living testament to the power of your asking. Master the art of asking and watch as your wildest dreams become your everyday reality. When you master the art of asking, when you align your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the reality of your desires, manifestation becomes inevitable. It's not a question of if your desires will manifest, but when the universe is always listening, always responding to the vibration you are offering, and when you offer a vibration of faith, conviction, and unwavering belief, the universe has no choice but to deliver. But how exactly does manifestation work? How does the universe take your desires and turn them into physical reality? The answer lies in the concept of the bridge of incidents. The bridge of incidents is the series of events, people, and circumstances that the universe orchestrates to bring your desires into manifestation. It's the way the universe connects the dots, aligns the pieces of the puzzle, and creates the perfect conditions for your desires to come to fruition. When you ask for something, the universe immediately begins to arrange the bridge of incidents. It starts to move people and circumstances into place to create opportunities and open doors that will lead you to your desired out. It's like a cosm game of dominoes where each piece falls perfectly into place, creating a chain reaction of manifestation. But here's the thing. The bridge of incidents doesn't always look the way you expect it to sometimes. It takes you on a journey that seems unrelated to your desires. Sometimes it brings you challenges and obstacles that you must overcome. Sometimes it requires you to take leaps of faith and trust in the unknown. No. Hoping, wishing, or striving for your desire. Instead, you're living as if they're already a reality, as if they have already manifested in your life. This is a subtle but profound shift in consciousness. Most people spend their lives in a state of wanting a feeling like they're lacking something they believe that they will be happy when they finally achieve their goals, when they finally manifest their desires. But the truth is that state of wanting only perpetuates more wanting. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of lack and limitation. The law of assumption you to break free from that cycle, to step into the reality of your desires right now. It invites you to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, to embody the energy of abundance, love, and success, even before it shows up in your physical reality. So how to do that? You live in the end. Even when your current circumstances don't match your desired reality, the key is persistence. It's about maintaining the state of your wish fulfillment, even in the face of doubts, fear, or setbacks. When you first start practicing the law of assumption, it can feel uncomfortable, even delusional. Your mind will try to convince you that it's not real, that you're just fooling yourself. But the more you persist in maintaining the state of your wish fulfilled, the more natural it becomes. You start to see evidence of your desire manifesting in your life, and your faith grows stronger. One powerful way to maintain the state of yours fulfilled is through affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself either out loud or silently that reinforce your desired reality. For example, if your desire is to manifest financial abundance, you might repeat affirmations like, I am a magnet for money. Abundance flows to me easily and effortlessly. I'm worthy of all the wealth and prosperity I desire. By repeating these affirmations consistently, you are reprogrammed in your subconscious mind to align with the reality of your desires. You're shifting your assumptions, your beliefs, and your inner conversations to match the frequency of abundance. Another way to maintain the state of your wish fulfilled. Visualization, as we discussed earlier. Visualization is a powerful tool for engaging your imagination and aligning yourself with the frequency of your desires. When you visualize your desired reality with vivid detail and emotion, you are sending a clear signal to the universe that this is what you want to experience. But the key to effective visualization is to engage all of your senses, not just your visual sense imagined, not just what your desired reality looks like or what it feels like, smells like, tastes like, and sounds like. The more fully you engage your senses, the more real your visualization becomes to your subconscious mind. The law of assumption is not just a tool for manifestation. It is a way of being. When you live from a place of assumption, you are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You become the creator of your reality, master of your destiny. You recognize that your assumptions, your beliefs, and your inner conversations have the power to shape your experience of life. And you choose to align them with the reality of your desires. Now that we've explored the power of imagination and the law of assumption, let's dive into the art of asking. Asking is the bridge between your desires and their manifestation. It's the way you communicate with the universe, the way you declare your intentions, and set the wheels of creation in motion. But here's the thing. Most people don't know how to ask. They ask from a place of lack of desperation or fear. They beg and plead with the universe, hoping for scraps of mercy. But the universe doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to faith. It responds to the unwavering conviction that what you desire is already your soul. How do you ask in a way that guarantees results? The first step is to ask with faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When you ask with faith, you're not hoping or wishing for your desires to manifest. You are declaring that they are already done. You are aligning yourself with the reality of your desires even before they show up in your physical world. This kind of faith requires a deep trust in the universe and knowing that your desires are not just possible but inevitable. It requires you to release your attachment to the how and when of manifestation and to surrender to the perfect timing and unfolding of the universe. The second step in the art of asking is to ask with conviction. So my friends, are you ready to have your world turned upside down? Are you ready to experience the limitless abundance that is your birthright? Then join me on this journey of manifestation as we explore the art of asking the universe in a way that guarantees results. Your wildest dreams are about to become your everyday reality. The power of your imagination is the key to unlocking the limitless potential within you. It is the creative force that allows you to shape your reality, to bring your desires into manifestation. When you harness the power of your imagination, you become the architect of your own destiny. But what exactly is imagination? And how does it work? Imagination is the ability to create mental images, to visualize scenarios and possibilities that don't yet exist in the physical world. It is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the link between the infinite potential of the universe and the tangible reality of your life. When you imagine something with vivid detail and unwavering faith, you're sending a powerful signal to the universe. You are telling it that what you desire is already done, that it is already yours. The universe doesn't distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply responds to the frequency of your thoughts and emotions. So how do you cultivate the power of your imagination? The first step is to get clear on what you truly desire. What does your ideal life look like? What kind of relationships, experiences, and abundance? Do you want to attract the most specific and detailed your vision? The more powerful your imagination becomes once you have a clear vision. The next step is to engage your senses. Imagine not just the visual aspects of your desire, but the sounds, smells, tastes, and textures as well. The more fully you engage your senses, the more real your imagination becomes to your subconscious mind. For example, if your desire is to manifest your dream home, imagine yourself walking through front door, feel the texture of the doorknob in your hand, the sensation, the floor beneath your feet. Male, the aroma of your favorite scent wafting through the air. Hear the laughter and conversation of your loved ones echoing through the rooms. The more vividly you imagine, the more powerfully you align yourself with the frequency of your desire. But the power of imagination goes beyond just visualizing your desires. It also involves assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. In other words, it means living as if your desires are already a reality even before they manifest in the physical world. This is where the law of assumption comes into play. The law of assumption states that whatever you assume to be true, the universe will make real when you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You are aligning yourself with the frequency of abundance, love, and success. You are telling the universe that you are ready to receive, that you are worthy of your dream. So how do you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled? One powerful technique is to practice gratitude in advance instead of waiting for your desires to manifest before you. Feel grateful, start expressing gratitude. Now, for what you know is on its way, say things like, "Thank you, universe, for my dream home. I am so grateful to wake up every morning in a space that fills me with joy and inspiration." By expressing gratitude in advance, you are aligning yourself with the frequency of abundance and attracting more what you desire. Another technique is to act as if your desire is already a reality. If your desire is to manifest a loving relationship, start treating yourself with the love and respect you desire from a partner. Take yourself on dates, buy yourself flowers, and speak kindly to yourself in the mirror by embodying the energy of love. You attract more love into your life. The power of imagination is not just a tool for manifestation, it is a way of life. When you live from a place of imagination, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. You become a magnet for American conduit for the limitless abundance of the universe. The law of assumption is a powerful principle that can transform your life in ways you never thought possible. It states that whatever you assume to be true, the universe will make real. In other words, your assumptions create your reality. Think about that for a moment. Your assumptions, your beliefs, your inner conversations, they all have the power to shape your experience of life. When you assume that you are worthy of love and abundance, the universe responds by bringing more love and abundance into your life. When you assume that you are capable of achieving your dreams, the universe comes to make those dreams a reality. But the law of assumption goes even deeper, that it's not just about assuming positive things, it's about living in the end, about embodying the feeling of your wish fulfilled when you live in the end.